perfect segue into talking about Microsoft launching Copilot+PC. And yes, that is the name of their new product.
Of course it is.
So in Microsoft, in an effort to put Copilot everywhere, I guess to recoup some of that $13 billion, they have to shove it literally everywhere. They are putting it in a new brand because it's just a brand, right? That's what this is. It's a brand because it's difficult to describe what this is because it's not a product, essentially. It's called Copilot+PC. So it's a brand that basically indicates when PC hardware has AI built into it. That's kind of the brand as it sits. So we're talking about having hardware from all the major PC manufacturers.
All
Lenovo,
of them.
HP,
I know. I
Samsung,
read it.
Dell,
I'm like,
Acer,
everybody. It's everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody's got one of these, and a Microsoft Surface as well, or new Microsoft Surface. So basically, these new machines have a neural processor, an NPU, similar to the Macs that have I don't know what they call them in the Mac these days, but they have this extra chip that's basically for onboard AI and onboard processing. So the biggest news here, though, for me is all these new laptops are all Qualcomm ARM processors. So they're Snapdragon X Elites, which is these new, basically the PC equivalent of the M series chips for the Mac. It's basically what it is. It's ARM on Windows native using these chips. So some of the features that they say, it has 58% faster than a MacBook Air M3 is what they're saying. I think they said it was 89% faster than an Intel-based system, an Intel-based PC, which is crazy. So almost 100% faster, so twice as fast. But it has an all-day battery life, so this low power consumption. 22 hours worth of continuous video playback on one of the Surface Books. That's crazy numbers. So way better battery life, way more power, way better thermal management too for these things. Just like the M series chips, they're not going to have passive or active cooling. They can have passive cooling. These things are going to be like massive. They're going to be I don't think people realize how big of a shift this is. They expect to ship 50 million units in the next year from all the different vendors. That's a lot of hardware to push. One of the things they talked about a little bit more in the presentation was they talked more about the Surface hardware too. So there's a new Surface laptop and new Surface Pro using this technology as well, as along with these other manufacturers. All these come out in June too for most of these people. So these are like, you can order them now, and get them for June. So Bobby, what do you think? Do you think this is as big for Windows as the Mac switch from Intel to M series was?
No, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think so.
Wow.
I do think they're faster. I do think they're lighter. I do think they're going to have better power management. I think all that's going to be good. The question is, can they market these things? I would have just stuck Copilot as a sticker on it.
Yeah.
And just, it's on a PC. It's like, wow, like, Captain Obvious there, so it's got Copilot powered or something like that. Copilot just plus, I don't know. I mean, but the thing that's kind of weird is the recall feature, which it records everything you do on the PC and you can search for it. That's kind of weird. I don't think people are going to like that.
I'm assuming you can turn it off. So they call it recall is what they called it, right? They liken it to a photographic memory of everything you do on your PC that you can then use AI to recall.
Like search history, stuff like that. But now every document,
every action you take, exactly. Yeah. Every setting you change, technically you can go and say, hey, on that day, did I make a setting change there? And the AI should be able to answer you and say, yeah, you changed your screen brightness from 80 to 90.
Right. So if you take this PC and give it back to someone else, what happens? So there's some things that I don't like. I don't like the recall feature really that much. I think that's kind of weird. They're going to be $1,200 at price point, so it's cheaper than a MacBook Air for sure.
Yep.
I've had a bunch of Surfaces, previous Intels. They all kind of split apart. The cases came apart. They're plastic.
They sucked.
The dock was terrible. I don't know what they say. I'll drive 3 monitors.
3 external and plus the 1 internal on the Surface.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Laptop.
Because I know that even the Macs have that kind of issue, driving 3s at the low end price point. So this would have to have something else on it to be able to do that. I've converted over to Mac Minis for workstations here in the Mac Studio. So it would be hard for me to switch back to the Surface line or any other Intel PC.
Like, well, it wouldn't be Intel PC. You'd have an ARM PC, but
or any
ARM
Windows PC.
Sure.
So in full disclosure, what I'm running is a Mac OS and I run Windows on Parallels on it. And so Windows has been running an ARM for years now inside of a VM.
Right.
On M3 hardware and M2 and M1 hardware. So that's been a game changer. I mean, so I do think your Windows PC will be faster. It's quick, because if it's just as quick as it is on the Apple hardware, it's going to be quick. So I think they'll sell a lot of them. I think for your average everyday user, it's really good. At the super high end, I don't think these PCs will ever hit the high end. And so that's where you'll see a MacBook Pro will still kill an Intel chip. That's what they're going to have to sell. They're not going to sell a ARM with like 128 gigs of RAM on it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be the thing for them. I don't know. So
it's going to be the low end MacBook Air. That's why they're talking about the Mac Air.
Well, that's where they're targeting. They're definitely targeting. The entire press conference was basically like every comparison they gave was to MacBook Air. The whole presentation was like an hour long. They must have said MacBook Air 50 times.
Yeah.
Like, clearly that's who they're trying to compete with.
And again, I think Microsoft Copilot plus PC is just weird. I mean, it's just like a mouthful to say. Like, what are we doing, man?
What? Microsoft has a name for something that's a mouthful to say? That's just like weird.
It looks weird though, right? Like, it's not even a good design. Like, it's just
an Arial font
plus PC on the end of Copilot.
Like, they didn't even pick a font. I would just put Copilot on it and just slap a Copilot sticker on the front of the label.
Yeah.
And that denotes you have an AI neural processor. I mean, it'd be better to say AI powered and then just drop the whole thing and then just drop it on there like you used to say Intel inside and then AI powered. And but I get it. Copilot everywhere. Just call it Copilot. That's what it is. It's on the PC.
And here's the thing, though. I don't think your everyday consumer is even going to know the difference.
100%. That is my biggest point with this. They have no idea this is even such a big jump. Yet it is a massive, massive change, and they are not going to know that they're not going to run out and buy a new laptop, even though it's twice as fast and 10 times better, because they don't know they need to.
Yeah. 100%. Because, like, I mean, I've got a Windows PC. I've got Copilot on here right now. Like, so, I know the difference, but everybody else is like, I already have Copilot. What do I need to buy this computer with Copilot on it? Like,
and they're going to do that part terribly. The marketing part of this is going to suck. It's just going to suck. It's going to be bad. They're not telling us like how big of a jump this is.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they can explain to people how big of a jump this is. I think if you go from an Intel-based laptop to an ARM-based laptop, it's going to be like when we went from Intel MacBooks to M1 MacBooks, and it was like, wow, hold on a second. This 15-minute video that I was rendering over here that took me 15 minutes to render now takes 2.
Right.
That is ridiculous. The time saving is insane. And they're going to see that same time saving here.
Yeah.
I just don't know how they market it.
No.
I don't know who buys it.
Yeah.
So like the Surface line is what I never liked about the Surface line. We tried to use the Surface Books, but they were always like, if you wanted a development laptop and you're running a web server or whatever on it, you want something pretty beefy. And they never really addressed the beefy end of it. No. It was always kind of like, it's $4,000 and it's not as fast as a MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
We bought them anyway because we wanted a Windows native machine. And then the hardware came apart. The dock wasn't good. It was just not, it wasn't on Apple's level. And I think they have to address that. I mean, like, MacBooks don't come apart.
Yeah.
Usually.
I'm a Windows girl through and through. And I would not touch a Surface with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah. Now, can HP, Lenovo, can they come out and say, hey, this is AI and just change the game with marketing? It's possible. I could see HP maybe running a campaign and talk about the AI portions that our laptop is AI powered and just not call it Copilot plus PC.
Lenovo showed me an AI powered laptop that they had at CES. And I took some video of it. I'm going to have to revisit that video. Because I don't remember. I don't remember the conversation anymore. I just remember like taking video of it, and they're showing me their built-in AI on that. But here we go.
Yeah, there's they did announce. There was a couple they announced yesterday.
Did they announce them yesterday? I mean, this might be what they showed at CES. Yeah, but
probably. Yeah.
Because it was a private tour, so.
Okay, yeah. It was what did they call it? I forget, they did have names for all of them, but
Sure.
there was a couple of HP, there was a couple of Lenovo ones. The HP one was super interesting to me. It had there was an ultra something version of it. There you go. Look how much hardware is coming out here. It's kind of crazy. There's a lot. But yeah, so this Snapdragon X Elite, these are going to be the ones that people are going to be looking at. So yeah, there's a Lenovo ThinkPad and there's a Lenovo Yoga. So the ThinkPad is the more businessy one, right? This higher end, I think.
Yeah.
Yoga is kind of the more consumer, lower end one, I think.
Well, Yoga is high end consumer. ThinkPad is high end business.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you had a high end, you could get a developer laptop in Lenovo. They did have it. And Surface Book, even the highest end one was always underpowered comparatively to a MacBook Pro.
That's true. Like I actually have 2 ThinkPads. One for personal use, and I made the company that I am with now buy me a ThinkPad as well. But that's because my original Yoga, I couldn't get it as powerful as I could get the ThinkPad. So I mean, it's still the Yoga brand is still high end consumer, but the ThinkPad can still go way more powerful than the Yoga can. But.
And the Surface hardware looks cool. I mean, it looks cool. It's just confusing. You got a laptop, you got a notebook, you got the all-in-one unit. Even when I look at it, I'm like, which one is the good one?
Right.
That's what I'm always trying to figure it out. I think it's the laptop.
Yeah.
But then there's Surface Book. I don't remember.
Yeah, they're kind of interesting. This HP Elite Book, Ultra looks good though. It has kind of one of the highest specs out of all the ones that they're pushing out. It looks pretty good. And this one was just under, I want to say it was $1,800, I think. This one. So not cheap, but not not $4,000 MacBook prices.
Pro, yeah.
Yeah. But again, probably more expensive than a MacBook Air. So, I mean, I may get one of these at some point. I don't know how much I want to spend on one, but I want to see how are these really are they going to change PCs that much? I think they are. I think we're going to see a boom of sales in these, and we're going to see a mass reduction on Intel based machines. And I think these companies know this, but I think they have so much Intel AMD stock that they're going to have to continue to sell. They are not going to actively tell you how much better these PCs are than those Intel AMD ones because they still need to sell them. They're going to tell you they're better, but the reviews when they come out, independent people are going to tell you, don't buy anything else.
Right.
If you're buying a PC and it's a laptop, if it doesn't have a Snapdragon processor in it, you're wasting your money. Maybe it's a good deal to get an Intel one, I don't know, or an AMD one, but they're going to be on sale here any minute now. So
what they can do is add more memory to them, and so that they can have 32 gigs of RAM or 64 gigs of RAM, depending on what these low-end machines have in them. Sometimes, even when they were selling the Air with 8 gigs of RAM, it's like, don't buy that machine. It's not.
Well, it depends what you're going to do with it.
Yeah, but still, it's. I don't know. I am the wrong person. Everyone asks me, what kind of laptop should I buy? How much money do you have?
Exactly. No, that's always the correct answer,
so many
right?
questions.
Yeah. Don't ask me what laptop to buy.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, okay, well, what do you need it for? How much do you want to spend? Because my answer will vary.
Mine's always $4,500, and everyone just, what? I'm like, that's how much they cost.
Yeah, because it's like, how much RAM can you put in it?
Yeah,
that's what I want to put in it.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, that seems like overkill. Yeah, but 2 years down the line, you're going to say it's not. So let's just do it now. I guess I'm going to spend all that money on it. I get it, but 128 gig of RAM. Sure, why not?
I do sound negative. I do hope these hit hard though.
Yeah,
I want them to put the pressure on Apple big time, so that we can still have competitive.
Agreed, 100%. We need to keep pushing innovation.
I love competition. Yeah.
Definitely.
So I just think Copilot+PC. Who's the guy that names these things?
They really got to fire that whole department. Like, we got to clean house.
I mean, there's got to be marketing guys in there that go like, "That's terrible."
I know. Does nobody stand up and say, that name sucks, right?
Wow.
Is that the best we can come up with?
I think Copilot's a pretty good name, and
Copilot's a great name.
Yeah, just put Copilot on it now with Copilot. Your PC now with Copilot, or say Copilot powered, or Copilot inside, or something like that. I mean,
I think Intel might have
Intel would sue them.
Yeah, have some problems with Copilot inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they
I like the idea.
inside, and they have a little ovally circle.
It goes around twice.
Would do that.
Yeah, twice. See, this one's a swirl, not a circle.
Yeah, definitely not inspired by them at all. No. We definitely didn't ask them if we could use it.
Yeah, right. We didn't ask them beforehand. We asked another Intel company to use their logo.
Yeah.
Oh